more. So.
Yeah, of his original goal, which was whatever.
All right, it's starting.
Okay.
We are live.
Nice.
Dun dun dun. Why is my computer scrolling down every time I hit the bottom bar? It's amazing. It's like it's possessed. Let's see here. As usual, we're gonna let people get in.
Yeah, they played a PlayStation 3 commercial right before everything.
In a world of many fools,
It's all good
there are
though.
those committed to causing heartburn.
Right before everything.
All right, guys, you know the deal. If you're gonna watch it, make sure YouTube is mute because I didn't just do that. I am excited. It's gonna be an awesome show.
I'll pop a link into the Hangout about this.
All right. Did you put up that we're live?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, lady. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, lady.
What's going on, guys? As usual, we're giving people a couple minutes to get in here. Definitely hit up that chat. Let us know. Let us know who's in here, who's watching, all that good stuff. I will be starting the intro in about a minute or so. But got some really exciting topics to talk about. I'm really excited for this. I don't know how many times I could use excited.
We'll start counting them. I'll tell you at the end of the
I'm gonna get an excited
podcast.
counter. This is amazing.
All right, that's one.
What's up, Baron? I hope you're having a good Saturday. Hope you're looking forward to a great show. Let's see who from the usual suspects are coming in today. Nice. I just want people to know, people in the front row, please put your sit down, let people in the back get a good look at what's going on the screen. I love movie analogies.
I gotta switch my internet. I'll be right back.
All right, lady. What do you mean switch your internet? What?
I gotta switch from home to net IS.
Why? That's not a thing you do now. Oh my goodness. We might lose her.
That's right. She swung by the seat of her pants.
We done lost her. The smoothness of live podcasts. You gotta love it.
Hey, we're getting better.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
All right.
Oh, there she is. That was quick.
Everything was really choppy, so I was like, "Oh, let me check the connection."
Yeah, I actually had on Crossfire yesterday. I had to drop out real quick because I really couldn't hear anybody. It was like I only heard like every third word.
That's because you were talking so much.
It's like, man, if Mooch picks me, I'm not even gonna know like what we're talking about. So I had to drop out and then come back on.
You also got a small window. When they give you the opening, you have to go for it.
Oh,
in that group.
I take it. I take that opening. I kind of pushed through a little bit. I'm like, hey, Mooch.
I noticed that. Respect.
Yeah, I am not shy, man. If I got something to say, I definitely want to say it, you know? Weckless is in the building.
What?
I was going to say, you know what? These guys didn't come in here to hear me talk, but they actually came in to hear all of us talk. But even still, I think we got a nice group of starters here. I think we should start off the intro. What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Here we go. What's going on, people, and welcome to the next evolution in gaming podcast. This is the next podcast. Guys, I'm very excited. We have a really good show for you today. As usual, beginning of the show, I'm going to go down, do the intros. You guys that have been coming here week after week, you should really know these people by now, but here we go. First I want to introduce the man that is just trying to talk to those intelligent gamers out there. But not only that, he is also the king of emulators, and that is K Mega 405.
What's happening, everybody? It's K Mega 405, man. Happy to be here, man. Can't wait to get on to it. It's gonna be a great show, man.
Nice. And of course we got one of the newest members in the YouTube gaming community in terms of doing his own videos. I am very proud of this guy, man. He's off to such a great start with his channel, and that would be Fooskies.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging with us again, and yeah, go check them out. There ain't much up there, but like I said, I'm still working on how it's gonna pan out. But yeah, I got some stuff for you to check out.
Nice. And of course, we have the godfather of 3D graphics. Everybody, show some respect. Kiss the ring. TheDon.
Hey guys, I'm just excited to be here, take off the developer hat, and talk about games.
Nice, man. And of course, we have the founder of Xbox News for Xbox gamers. This dude is like an encyclopedia of Xbox news, and that would be NewarkNJ.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another amazing week of podcasts. Good to talk to everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed the show.
Awesome. And now we have the newest Gears addict, the first lady of the next podcast, and that is Oh Snap Suckers.
Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday. Enjoy the show.
Nice. I just want to let you guys know she spent most of her Saturday playing Gears Ultimate. And she
For
went.
Lady Foxfire, she was helping me kick some ass.
Nice. Like I said, we have a great show today. I want to get right into the first topic. It's a game that me and O Snaps actually bought. It's a game called Mighty No.9. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but this game was kind of announced. It was announced in 2013, and they announced a crowdfunding with it. So when you look at a game like this, of course you have the man Inafune, which he's the creator of Mega Man. He's very respected in the gaming community, and he's coming out with kind of like that spiritual predecessor to Mega Man. Got a lot of people hyped up, and 3 years later, it seems like we got a fraction of what he showed back in 2013. I don't know, guys. Let's start with O Snaps. O Snaps, have you been following this story? What do you think about the Mighty No.9? Can you go kind of like into detail on what they might have done wrong when it came to the release?
Well, I haven't really been following too much. I was looking into it today, as far as the whole Kickstarter campaign goes. I haven't played the game at all. I downloaded it today. I was going to play it, but Xbox said that people were disappointed and it was pretty much a mess at launch. So I started looking into it, and what I really want to know is if anybody knows somebody who did pledge towards this game, or did they get any of the promised guaranteed items?
Now, do you know, like, just in general, what, like, the list of guaranteed items, like, if you participated in the crowdfunding?
Yeah, you have to pardon me because I was like choking a moment ago. So people who pledged $20 on the Kickstarter campaign, they would get digital copies of the game guaranteed. And then in addition to the digital copies, if somebody pledged $40, why am I echoing? Then they would get the game and the manual, an art book, strategy guide, original soundtrack. Now, if you pledge $60, you would get a playable golden version of Beck and a physical copy. And if you pledge $10,000, you get dinner with the guy that I forgot his name.
Inafune-san.
Inafune? Inafune-san?
Yeah. All right, now she went down the OSnaps went down the list of stuff that they were supposed to get. Now, this game released, I believe it was like 4 days ago, right? 4 days ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
the 21st it released,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, people started complaining they weren't getting, what they paid for in terms of like bonuses with crowdfunding and stuff like that. I believe OSnaps off the air told me that Inafune made 400% over what their goal was to make this game. And
Yeah,
then
back in 2013, and it was like in 2 days after creation of the campaign.
wow, so they had their money that long. The game took 3 years, and then they didn't even give us the game that they first showed us, like that gameplay with the kind of like that nice lighting and the well fleshed out graphics and stuff like that. And I was just wondering, guys, like, would any of you, when it comes to crowdfunding, are you kind of cautious? Have any of you guys actually participated in crowdfunding? I want to go to K Mega first. K Mega, when it comes to crowdfunding, would you be willing to do that, seeing as what happened with Mighty Number 9?
No, I wouldn't, and that's the problem that you see in the PC community is the fact that they get into these crowdfunding uh, things, and then you hear all this tragedy that's coming. I can't actually pinpoint the biggest letdown that there was, but there was one that people put hundreds of thousands, I think a couple of million in, and those people just shut shop down. They didn't say anything. They just closed doors and kept all the money.
Really?
And yeah, that happened was with some kind of PC game that they were trying to do, and it was part of it was a YouTubing group that was doing it, and they got all this funding for it. They were popular YouTubers, and then they just closed shop, and then they kept all the money. And
Can I ask a
that,
question?
yeah,
Go ahead, Will.
The Xbox preview, the preview program, not the real preview program, but where you get to try out the games before they come out and you could buy it while it's still in development.
Yeah.
Can you call that some type of crowdfunding also? Because they said the game may not release or something like that.
I would
yeah,
definitely I would call
yeah, I
it
would.
crowdfunding, but with stipulations, because you have Microsoft overseeing the whole thing. Now I know they say the game might not come out or whatnot, but if you look at Microsoft's track record when it comes to the consumers, I think they would do absolutely everything possible to make sure that developers don't kind of back out on their consumer base and, I don't know, run to Tahiti with like a couple $1,000,000. You know what
I
I'm
was.
saying?
Right.
I'm
And
kidding.
that's exactly what happened with the people that made that one game, and you hear it all the time of where they have a crowd that they ask people for money, and then it just doesn't work out, or they don't get enough money, and then people don't get their money back, or any type of surprise or anything. So I mean, just look at what happened with Eve. I don't know if anybody remember that PC game. It was Eve. There was all they kind of crashed the game, and then all those people that spent thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars just lost everything. I
Yeah,
mean, those
that's
things are dangerous, and I do not want that type of thing to come into consoles. So when Shenmue 3 started their little Kickstarter, I can't support it because I mean, Sony makes enough money to get involved and to fund it themselves, not to have the people pay their money for it, and then also ask for well over more than what actually the game can be made for.
I
I don't
got you.
support that.
I got you. It's understandable. Hey, Don, since you're more on the tech side and development side, when you heard that they made 400% over their goal, and we're still kind of tossing back and forth how much money they actually made, but it's
About
400%
4
over.
million.
What thoughts come to mind with you being in kind of like the development environment?
It sounds like they took a vacation right after they got their check, right? I was just doing like numbers and like putting my head into that position of like a publisher, right?
Mm-hmm.
The guy's got a track record. He's known for things. And if he was going up to me as a publisher, be like, okay, I want to make this 2D .5 game, right? and I want to get the funding to make it. And I would try to think, what is a realistic number to give this guy, right? So I just went on an entry 3D graphic artist makes $75,000 a year, right?
Okay.
Um, so technically, they probably only needed two art guys, right? Two programmers. This
Yeah,
is not like,
especially with the pizza explosions that are in Mighty Number Nine. But go
yeah.
ahead, man.
Well, I mean, the reality is, it's not like, visually, regardless of what people's opinions are, it's not that complicated of a game visually to create. In regards to that, so you don't really only need two artists, two really talented artists, obviously, that got a wide range of skill sets, right? But you don't need necessarily the best artist. You just need somebody with a wide range of skill sets. Two of those guys, and then say two programmers, probably be running Unity, and then you got the you know the director, which would be the creator of Mega Man himself, right?
Inafune-san.
Yeah, so using that base level price for an artist, and I also threw a musician in there as well, just somebody to do music, one music person.
Mm-hmm.
That comes to 450,000 is the total number that would have required to make the game they did. And honestly, anything more than a year, if I was a publisher, if they were taking more than a year, I would have shut them down. I would have just straight, you got to go.
Well, that's the thing with crowdfunding is you don't need a publisher basically, right? Is
Well,
it?
but that's part of the problem, right? I mean, certain developers do better with certain publishers. Sometimes they may not like their publisher, but it's a good thing for them to have a boss because then they have somebody to answer to.
Yeah, there's
Um,
guidelines that are kind of installed there, and it keeps the developers honest and progressing.
yeah, people want to be independent, but let's be real for a sec. Sometimes that nudge from somebody that's got a little bit of risk involved in it, it's a thing, and it shows on the final product, right? I mean, a product that probably should have took $450,000
Yeah, and they got
and
400% over.
1 year to make. Give me a break.
Now,
Like that's ridiculous.
like I said, me and O Snaps, we did get the game, but we got it on discount. We had certain coupons and stuff like that. We only paid like $8 for it, and I really wanted to play it just because I grew up on Mega Man. But before I get into my thoughts, let me ask Fuskies, with this whole thing, this game, that nostalgia effect and everything. How do you feel about what the developers have basically done to their consumer base?
I think it's wrong. That's what concerns me about this whole crowdfunding stuff. They could get what they want out of this and kind of get lazy and
Hmm.
just drop the ball, and it doesn't really affect them any. They still got what they came for. So it's always been kind of concerning when it comes to that for me. I think I
Okay.
try to steer away from it. It's definitely wrong what they did to the people, but kind of seen
Yeah,
it coming.
I think it's messed up because even I was looking at an article online and the developer said a lot of people was complaining. He was saying, well, it's better than not having anything.
It's better than
Right?
nothing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Here you have like the gamers like shelling out their money for a game that's like being produced, like it's being developed. It's not even there yet. And then you have the creator coming out and just saying, "Hey, it's better than nothing," on what
Can,
they released.
can
No,
I?
it's
Oh,
go
sorry.
ahead,
Go
go ahead.
ahead.
No, I was gonna say it was crazy. He's developed 8 of these already. I mean, before Mighty Number Nine even got funding, right? So it's not like he doesn't know how to make one of these type of games.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. Oh snaps! What were you about to say?
Okay. So, the list of the pledges I gave you before, that wasn't obviously a complete list. It does go down and from, it goes $99, 120, 175, 500, and so on. And there's like 16 people who backed this. I'm actually on the Kickstarter campaign page itself of $1,000 or more. 2,500 or more was 14 backers. 5,000 was 3 backers. Um, $999,000 or more, 2 backers, and then four
What?
people did the
Oh,
$10,000
wow.
pledge.
Hold on, you said 999,000 or more?
Dollars. Yeah. Oh no, my
Oh, I was
bad.
about to say.
9,900 Jack Daniels talking. $9,999. All right, so they had 2 people do that, and 4 people wanted dinner with this man. And there is actually a comment section and an update section, and I'm going to share the link in the chat if people want to check it out so they can see that people are kind of pissed off. Like someone was like, oh, thanks for screwing us over.
I got you. I got you. In the end, I mean, they didn't come out and they didn't give people what was shown. You know, in this generation, everybody has been talking about like graphical downgrades. All right, this game definitely had a graphical downgrade. Now, I've been playing it the last couple nights. I've been like getting into it here and there. It is I think it's more than a spiritual successor to Mega Man. I think it's almost completely ripped off of Mega Man. The only difference is you can actually absorb the little robots that are in the platforming aspect, like not the bosses, but the little robots. You can absorb kind of like their essence, and it'll make you quicker. It'll make your shots like do more damage, stuff like that. But otherwise, like it's Mega Man, and I'm actually having fun with it. But I'm having fun with it paying $8 for it. So when it comes to what happened, I just want to tell people be very wary when it comes to crowdfunding. As K Mega said, like this has happened in the PC race, like in the PC kind of community, uh, a bunch. And until there's like regulations that are in place, until there's like man, a governing body of some sort, and I hate going to like that whole governing body thing, but I think Microsoft is doing it right with what they're doing with the game preview. And I trust that Microsoft will kind of keep an eye on everything and make sure, you know, barring some type of disaster, that, the games do come out. So if you're looking to put money down on games coming up and stuff like that, I would hit up the publishers, hit up the developers, like email and stuff like that. Let them know that we would like games on the X1 and to go through game preview. So this way they still get the money, people will buy it there, but it's also kind of overseen by Microsoft. Do you guys agree with that? Like I would suggest that happen above everything
Absolutely,
else.
absolutely. I think that's the better way to go. Uh, with everything, with every platform, just for the fact that you have some kind of insurance. If you just go in and just spend money just because the game is intriguing, you don't have any idea what this company is capable of doing, or or as in this matter, a producer, ex developer from Capcom. I mean, I guess there was an actual reason why Capcom let him go, and that right there just shows it. And it's dangerous. It's really dangerous because people work hard for their money, and to come out to get nothing, or to get less than less stellar performance or any of this. It's sad. It's sad because this is people putting their hard-earned dollars on this.
Yeah, it's people
That's not
showing
right.
faith. It's people
Yeah.
showing faith in the developers. I mean, you have a credible kind of director or overseer when it comes to Inafune, at least from what we thought. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
and like we saw Recore. I believe Inafune is working with Recore as well.
Mm-hmm.
Recore looks great, but to me now, with what I've seen Inafune and do with Mighty Number 9, like I'm really gonna watch Recore to make sure it comes out looking like it did at E3.
Right.
He's
Yeah,
But
very
it's
and
little
funded though.
involved with
like
that, just so you
I
know.
thought Record was the guy who did Metroid.
It is. It's him, and well, I
It's
know
the
it's the
team
guy from
that it's the
Metroid.
team that made
Yeah.
Metroid Prime, and then it's Inafune as well.
Mega Man, yeah,
Okay.
Infinite. So they're both doing it, but it's funded by Microsoft. So I don't see it to be that big of a deal, because I
Okay.
don't, I don't think Microsoft is going to let a game come out to be half-assed, especially advertising it the way that they are and putting the price point behind it and all of that. I could trust that,
A
but
very, very good point, K Mega.
yeah, yeah. So Microsoft is watching this with a, which, and then also you can also probably add to the fact that he probably was putting more time and effort on Record than what he was on the Mighty Nine.
It
So
definitely looks like it, man.
yeah, and so and that's the problem with Kickstarters. I mean, look, hey, just develop the game the best way you can, and then if you want to add enhancements, then people's wallets will start talking when they start buying the game and see what the product look like once it's released.
Yeah.
Then you can add the enhancements. I trust that better than just, hey, we're just going to trust what you're going to do beforehand.
Yeah.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. Well, when it comes to the game, if anybody has bought it that's watching right now, definitely hit up the chat section. Let us know what you think. Like, I think it's a good game, in terms of gameplay and stuff like that. As my boy Mooch says, nostalgia is a hell of a drug, and this thing just completely replicates Mega Man with only like one added feature that I've seen. But it's still a fun game, so I want to know if anybody that's watching is, did you pick it up? Are you enjoying it? All that good stuff. But as far as this topic is concerned, I think we're gonna move on to the next one. And this one, when I first put down this topic, I thought it was just gonna be a kind of cut and dry topic, but it seems Oh Snap, with her digging into patents and stuff, has come across some really cool information, and that is the PlayStation 4 Elite controller. Just real general, guys. Just like, have you guys seen like the patents and the kind of the paperwork
I have.
containing the
Yeah.
PS4 Elite? I don't know. Just real quickly. Let's go down the line and just see what you think. I know they moved the share buttons and stuff like that down below. There's actually two different patents. One of them actually moves one of the joysticks as well. Moves the left joystick up higher than the direction pad. In my opinion, that just looks weird because there was no extra like design detail after that. They just kind of stuck that thumbstick up there. But they moved the share buttons down below the direction pad and the buttons. I just know down the line. What do you guys think about the PS4 controller? We'll start with let's start with Newark. Will, what do you think about this thing?
I saw one of the patents. I think it had, you know how like on the Xbox One Elite controller they have like some little paddles behind the controller.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with a PS4, like the part of the controller that comes down that you grip, it looked like it had two buttons back there also. So I'm not too really sure, but I don't know.
Do you think it looks functional?
I don't know.
Come on,
I
man.
can't because I'm not a fan of the PlayStation controller anyway. So
No, I got you.
But I think the like as far as like with the Xbox controller, it could be supported on PC and console, so that's maybe why it was real successful. But I don't like the PlayStation 4 Elite controller. Like I don't see no use with it.
I got you. Yo, Don, what did you see like the kind of like the blueprints and what do you think about this controller?
I have a couple different takes. So yeah, I saw the couple little blueprints. I'm used to looking at patent documents from my previous job quite a bit, actually. I was a tester for a lot of product development and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So a lot of times patent pictures are not a really clear representation of exactly what the final product's going to look like, right? But yeah, they're kind of going after that market, the elite market, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you saw some interesting placements of where you can have additional like button locations essentially on it, just kind of help out with if you have your thumbs on the thumbsticks, it keeps you so you can actually hit the other buttons without taking your thumbs off the thumbsticks. Is the basic concept of the locations they had. But at the end of the day, this could be just patents to kind of keep other people from doing similar things. It could be something they actually are going to bring to market. It could be a number of different things.
Keep that in mind, Don, because OSnap's got information. I'm actually saving her till last on this thing, just so she could come out and let people know the interesting little tidbits that she shared with me. So
yeah, I mean, it could be a lot of different things. I'm just trying to give people some insight, like just kind of how that stuff works and what's going on.
I got you.
If they do come out with it, like, cool, improve a controller. That's good for that game base,
dude,
but
my own opinion, if they come out with this thing, it's incredibly sloppy. But anyway, let's
move the analog stick, please. Don't leave it in the same spot.
All right,
put it up top.
Let me get Foos's idea here. Yo, Foos, I don't know. Did you see these blueprints and in the patent? And what do you think about this controller?
Yeah, I seen the blueprint a little bit. I didn't really look at it too much. I'm not a fan of the PlayStation controller either. But you know, Sony has a knack for following what the competitors find successful. So
Thank you.
I can almost guarantee that this thing is real. Um, my thing was if they don't move that analog stick, I wouldn't. You know, I have no use for it.
Well,
But now that you're saying they may have that, that interests me a little. You know, that's one of the biggest reasons I'm not a big PlayStation player. So
yeah, I got you, man. Mooch as well. Mooch is like, man, if I have to play for an extended period of time on that controller, man, my thumbs are just gonna uh butt nails all the time. He's like, man,
right.
I'm gonna hurt my thumbs. Um, Mega, just real quickly on this controller, because we're gonna dive into it a little bit more. But real quickly, did you see like the patents and what do you think? Just general impression.
Well, I seen it. I seen what Will seen, where it looked like it had some paddles on the back of it. I'm actually thinking that it might be uh, something that goes with the Neo. I don't know, but
Good point.
regardless of it, as long as they don't, if they don't fix the battery life of the controller, then it really don't make a bit of difference what they do with it. They can make it look like the Xbox controller completely, but with that battery life, it's still a waste of money. Because they definitely got to fix that. But
Yeah.
that's just only my impressions on it. I mean, I definitely got to do something with the thumb pad on the right side, because that I never used it. I always used the digital.
All
So
right. Well, let me dive a little bit more into this. You know that the touchpad that the DualShock 4 has now, they extended that all the way out to like hit where the direction pad and the buttons. They extended that out. They took the share button and whatever other button that is on the side, and they put it underneath the direction pad and the buttons. Now that right there, the share button and stuff like that, you have your palms, like where your thumb is connected to your hand, right there next to that share button. All right. A lot of people talk about when they go to hit the touchpad, they always accidentally hit the share button. Well, they talk about it now. They didn't talk about it before. They said that the DualShock 4 is the greatest controller all time. But now all of a sudden, since they've seen these blueprints for a new controller, they're like, oh yeah, well, I always hit the share button and stuff like that, so it makes sense. Again, swerving, spinning, all that good
Can you
stuff.
imagine the learning curve that the Elite has? The learning curve they're gonna have with a PlayStation controller? Oh my God.
All right,
mm,
check this out. Here's another thing. Like I said, there was two patents, one that moved the thumbstick and the other one that didn't. Now, when it comes to the buttons on the back, that's right. I said buttons. They're not paddles. All right. Now, you guys might disagree with me here, but when you're holding this thing and it has it like on those little freaking dildo type things that they have on the controller, the buttons, man, you're gonna accidentally hit those things like constantly. They're not paddles. They're not like set away from your controller to where you can feel it with the side of your finger, which is what I do with the Elite. Like I feel it with the side of my finger, and then I'll pop it when I need to. It's not like that. It's buttons. You're gonna have your hands gripped onto the controller, and you are gonna hit the buttons constantly. In my opinion, this is one of the sloppiest designs I've ever seen. And if they do come out with this, they call it a premium controller. Bullshit, absolutely bullshit. But that
I
that's my
agree.
opinion, though.
I,
I know
I agree. No, I agree.
I'm going off on a little bit of a rant here. Like I'm a big tech guy, so when they're talking about premium stuff, like what we saw with the Scorpio, I have an X1 Elite controller. I do go for those premium kind of tech things. All right. But for them to have like these little plastic buttons on the back that are supposed to substitute for paddles and everything like that, it is a completely sloppy design. Now, let's go to O snaps. O snaps. When it comes to this controller, you found out some things about the patent when it was started and stuff. I was wondering if you could tell everybody watching what information you found out here.
Um, I'm seriously dying. So I don't have any amazing little tidbits, but the initial patent for this controller was filed in July 13th of 2013. Now, the one that everybody's talking about right now was filed in January 6th of 2016. So all this time has gone by and no one said anything about it. But what the patent kind of looks like is it's kind of very similar to the scuff controllers. Um,
Okay.
And what I honestly think is that it's not really an Elite controller. I think it's more of a redesigned DualShock controller, because a lot of people did have issues with the rubber grips being worn down easily and the battery life draining, things like that.
All right. Well, in the patent, they didn't say. From what I saw, they didn't say anything about the battery life. When it comes to the rubber, see, here's the thing. This is a big difference between the X1 controller compared to the PlayStation 4. The X1, the rubber that you have on your thumbstick is literally fused into the plastic. It's not gonna peel off. All right. The DualShock 4, it's kind of manufactured over the plastic, and it's a big
Dipped.
difference.
The material's dipped, so they take the actual plastic nub and dip it into like a liquid rubber, and they pull it back out.
Yeah, and if you notice with the X1, it's literally the rubber is literally fused into the plastic that is on the joystick. Have you guys noticed that? Like
Yeah.
it's not gonna peel or anything like that. There's nothing to get under it. Where when you dip it, like there is a section in between the plastic and the rubber that can over time kind of wiggle itself loose, and you will see it peel. Like I'm not making this stuff up, guys. Like this is why you've seen all these pictures of this rubber kind of peeling off on the PS4 controllers.
Just Google
I'll say
DualShock 4 like on the internet, and
Go
half
on
of
your
it's
local
gonna be that
GameStop.
issue.
Now, see the thing that I thought was really interesting with the patents is that back in 2013 they had these patents out, and I guess they kind of readjusted it for January of this year. Now, when I first heard the news, I was like, man, they're just completely copying off the Elite controller. They're trying to do something to compete with that. I do know in the industry, companies have a tendency to follow the leader. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I found it interesting that they had these patents back in 2013, and they didn't really move forward with it until this January.
Wouldn't that mean that that patent was there before the PlayStation 4 even came out? Because
Okay.
didn't it come out in holiday 2013
Yeah.
or
It did.
somewhere around that time,
Hmm.
August maybe?
Right.
It came out holiday.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that this patent is pretty much like an upgraded version of that patent. That's what that's telling me.
Right. They
I got
seen
you.
they just basically seen the success of the elite, of the X1 Elite, and they're thinking now we can bank on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Hmm.
all this is. This is just
Just like Wiimotes
yeah. It's just
Kinect.
like
I mean,
it's classic Sony. It's just like I was saying last week. I mean, they may be the console leader in sales, but when it comes to actual innovation, the competition is showing them how to do it, and they're just ripping it off.
I got you. Well, shout out to HP North in the chat. He said his first PS controller, the rubber literally peeled off on the joysticks.
Yeah.
So it's exactly what I was talking about. I looked at like the pictures of the damaged like PS4s, like the worn out joysticks. I looked at like the pictures when it came to the triggers and stuff like that. And then of course I have a couple friends that have a PS4, so I was able to have the DualShock 4 in my hand, and I was testing out like the way the triggers felt and stuff like that. And for anybody to say that this controller, like the controller that's out now, is like a premium controller and it's well built, they are completely full of shit. Like the triggers feel like they're gonna break as soon as you start hitting them. I felt it myself, and then again with the rubber, like we said, that's an actual problem. That's a design flaw when it comes to this controller. Don, do you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, any other manufacturer would look at that. Well, that's our reputation. When someone has something for 6 months and it's peeling off like that,
Hmm.
they may not reimburse the customer, but they'll do a small redesign on the manufacturing process.
So do you think
So,
that's what they might be doing though? Do you think they're really gonna go in and change like how they put in the joysticks and kind of go for that higher quality kind of like fusion aspect with the rubber and the plastic?
they may, but honestly, you have to get your base controller right first, right, before you start making a premium version of that product, right?
I don't see it happening.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
Otherwise, your base is just way off, and it's not a polished product because what you started with wasn't very great to begin with. And I know it sounds like Sony bashing, but I mean it's true, right? I mean the reason why the Elite works is because the base controller shape, the design, how it's not crowded, how it has good ergonomics underneath, the triggers, everything kind of comes into place. So it's really easy to make an Elite out of something that works really well in the first place.
I will. Yeah, I'll give Sony credit on the DualShock 4 for one thing. If you notice, where you hold the controller in your palm, it's completely reminiscent of the 360 controller and even the X1 controller today. They did a good job of the feel of those. All right, they kind of fattened it out a little bit. They curved it in, gave it kind of a waist at the right point. Just to me, everything else, the buttons and everything like that, seem completely cheap to me. I don't know. Can anybody see what I'm talking about here?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, you know, I bought my son an Xbox One. I mean, I'm sorry, a PlayStation 4. I go over to my homeboy's house, you know, every once in a while, and I play Madden and 2K and games on the PS4.
Hmm.
So, and all their rubber is off. All of the rubber is off on every controller. And then the DualShock 4 is the best PlayStation controller,
Hmm.
you know, just by the size and the width. But it's so light. It's abnormally light. To me, the PlayStation 2 DualShock was a lot more sturdy.
It's
So
like they
you
used
know,
the
yeah. So
quality is just lower for their
yeah,
product
yeah. So it needs to
material.
have, yeah. If anything, the battery's got to be done better, and it's got to be a lot more sturdier because it is just too light. I see cracked holes in them. I've seen, you know, it's like I said, the rubber off, buttons, you know, easily come off. You know, it's you know, for the design is great, but it's cheaply made. You see the materials are very cheap.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Like I said, like I do consider it the best feeling PlayStation controller out there. I had a PlayStation 1, but I've played PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, so I've had experience all the way down the line when it came to the DualShocks. It is the best feeling one, but I mean, and this is not fanboying or anything like that. People who know me know I put out the facts. I say what's on my mind. I use common sense, and that thing is cheaply made. And when you have such a cheap, like Don said, when you have such a cheap design at your base level, your premium is not going to be that much better. And then from what I saw from the button layout, it's just completely sloppy to me. They definitely should have put paddles in the back instead of buttons because I could see people hitting those constantly by mistake. Um, I don't know, man. It's just I'm really happy that I am on the Microsoft side of things, and they gave me a true premium controller that I don't I just know I won't turn away from. You know, I
Yeah, I'm
won't even
completely
use the.
spoiled with it.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness, I am
it's
so
the best
spoiled.
controller I ever had in my hands ever in my life as a
Oh
gamer. It's
yes,
the best controller, hands down.
No doubt.
I can't even look at my X1 controller and want to pick it up. You know,
You
it's
look
just like,
away and like
yeah, it's
shame.
elite or nothing for me, buddy.
Yeah, Agent Locke just, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna last longer than this Elite controller because you know, I don't really play on it. You know.
I got you. I got you. All right. Well, we pretty much covered that. Like I said, yo, oh man. Of course you're gonna have those Sony extremists, those Sony ponies out there that if this thing comes to fruition, it's gonna be the next best thing since sliced bread and
Bees
all this
knees,
good stuff. It's gonna be made out of gold, and you know it's gonna do your laundry and cook you
poop
breakfast and stuff like
rainbows.
that. But the only thing is, it won't have the battery life to do so. So anyway,
Well,
um,
at the end of the day, though, does everybody want some people that own a PS4 to have a better controller? I mean, I personally do, so I hope it turns out good.
oh,
Oh
If
yeah, I do
definitely.
too. I do
yeah,
too.
I
I mean,
think
you know,
I
it's
think,
easy to bash, but we all want them to have a better controller, right?
dude, I
hmm
want them to do something good. I want them, like, I looked at this and I really tried to like the setup. Trust me. But there was just so many things that stuck out to me. All right. There was just so many, like, the way the button placement was. And then, like I said, I know I've said it like 4 times already, but the buttons in the back, that irks me. That absolutely irks me because there's a reason why Scuff started with paddles. All right. It separates itself from the controller to the point where you can feel for it, you know where it is and stuff like that. When you have a blended in button in the back that just has a little kind of a little more of a bump compared to the rest of the controller, you're gonna fumble all over that. You're gonna hit that constantly without even wanting to. Um, I don't know. I don't know. If people like it, they like it. It's whatever. If they come out with it, I think if they do come out with it, it's gonna come out with the Neo though. I definitely think that they're gonna put that they're gonna package it in with their Neo or what we call the PlayStation 4K. Um. All right, but let's move on to the next thing. The next thing is something that we actually talked about on Crossfire, and it turned into I wouldn't say a heated discussion, but everybody had opinions on this, and I even had some opinions that I couldn't really put out there. So I thought it would be good, for the next podcast crew to talk about this, and that would be the price of the Scorpio. Um, unless you've been living under a rock, unless you really kind of shun Microsoft, like even the ponies know that this beast is coming next year. And one of the big things is how much is it going to cost? So I want to go down the line here. I want to start with Will real quick and then go down the line. Will, when it comes to the Scorpio, the 6T flop monster of a console, how much do you think this thing is going to be when it hits retail?
Well, I'm gonna be realistic. I think the Scorpio is like the elite line, like the elite controller. But I honestly think because their elite controller was 150, the Gears of War elite controller is $200. I'm gonna be realistic, being that it's a new graphics card that's releasing in 2017 that's going into this console. I'm looking at 599 to 699. I'm being realistic about it. It's a premium console that's not for everyone. I'm telling you, it's gonna be $600 to $700.
All right, now when you said a new graphics card, what are you talking about? Can you kind of
Well,
elaborate on that?
Phil Spencer said they wanted to release a console this year, but if
Okay.
they did, they wouldn't be able to hit 4K native gaming. So the graphics card will be out. The one that they're using is supposed to be out in January 2017, which is going into the console. That's why it's releasing next fall.
Now, do you know? All right, I love talking tech. So when you said this, like you kind of bubbled me up a little bit here. This new graphics card. Do you know what type of architecture is it? Is it doing the Polaris architecture?
Now, from what I'm hearing, is Vega. I believe Vega. Their newest. If you look at AMD graphics card charts, they have a graphics card that came out this year. Well, the Polaris. I think next year is Vega, and then they have one for 2018, and that's where they stop at. But
I got you.
usually when consoles come out, they use hardware that's been out already. But this console has hardware that's not even released to the public yet, not even finished being developed yet.
Well, yeah, we are in a special, a unique time when it comes to technology, GPU architecture, and a company really trying to take over and making a name for itself and kind of like taking over the industry. So you can definitely see since AMD got into the console space, they started making a bunch of moves forward. They had a lot of technology that was over there in their research and development, but they didn't necessarily have the funding to put these things through. All right. Now, once
Yeah.
AMD got into the console space, and they signed these contracts with PlayStation, with Microsoft, and I believe Nintendo with the NX coming up, um, they started to get that money and they started rolling out their future, AMD's future, and it's absolutely
Exactly.
insane. I
Yep.
I do research on this as well, so I do know what you're talking about. I do have an idea when it comes to the whole Vega thing. I just want to go around and ask everybody else. So
Hold on. I have something to say too.
go ahead.
Also, there's a chance that the console can be $500 also because of their new chips or whatever is very cheap. So, you know, but I
Yeah.
say between 5 and 7, being
Between
realistic.
five. Oh man, see, you're giving yourself such a wide door to walk through, man.
Because
Yeah.
because if they could charge you $200 for a controller,
Uh-huh.
I'm t- that's why I say between 5 and 7, man.
I got you, man. Well, Will, you're being cautious. I'm not gonna be so cautious, and I'm gonna kind of back it up with stuff that I've also seen. I know we do our research, and dude, I appreciate your thoughts and opinions. I just think you're leaving that door a little wide open. Uh, let's go with Fuski's here. Fuski's, when it comes to the Scorpio, when it hits retail, how much do you think it's gonna be?
I was gonna say like 600 to 700, but knowing that it's coming out next year, it gives them a lot of time. And these things, they move fast when it comes to technology. So
Hmm.
I'm thinking probably around what we saw with the X1, about a 499 price point.
Okay,
The
nice.
technology going into this box is serious though.
No, no, it
Yeah,
is. It is,
I
man.
hear you.
Trust me, I will touch on that. Um, Oh Snap Suckers, the Scorpio. How much do you think it's gonna be when it releases?
Mm,
$5.
I want to say no. I want to say it's gonna be between 3.99 and 4.99, but I wanna hit it in the middle, like 4.50 ish. I mean, I would imagine they would keep it close to the price of the original like Xbox One when it came out, and then obviously the price is gonna drop over time and sales and deals, etc.
I got you. I got you. Very, very good answer, man. It's funny. I didn't think about when asking this, but I got this like whole Price is Right feel right here. I think Mooch said something yesterday about like the showcase showdown or whatnot. But uh, K Mega, how much do you think this console is gonna be?
Man, I'm gonna go like I'm going completely opposite of what Newark said. I'm gonna say that they're gonna try to um, go crazy and sell it for 400 to 450. If it's don't know if it's going to be an upgradable system, but I think that the fact that that if it will be an upgradable system, in the sense of where you can add pieces to it to make it more powerful. Uh, it's best to come at that price point around the 450 mark.
Mm-hmm.
That way it undercuts the Neo because it's already going to come out the box more powerful.
That would
And the
be
fact,
insane, dude.
yeah, and the fact that all these pieces and parts that you guys are talking about, they're
Mm-hmm.
going to be bought in bulk. They're going to be bought in bulk. So for one, AMD card that's going to cost $200 to us will probably be like $40 to them, maybe even less. Who knows? But that I think they are going to actually take a big loss in the beginning to gain the dominance and the power to get back into being the console leader by bringing out this powerful console at a crazy cheap price.
I don't think.
Nice.
Well, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Will.
That's what the Xbox Slim is for. You still get the upscale 4K. You get the HDR.
HDR10 as well.
Yeah,
That's the top of the
the
line like HDR tech.
I'm telling you right now, the Scorpio is their premium line of products, and it's going to cost. Well, we don't know what kind of computer going in there. The CPU is going to be like, if it's
Well,
just a
What if I told you I
updated
know?
Jaguar.
What if I
If it's
told you
just
I know what the CPU is? What if I told you I know? But hold on, let's get Don's thoughts on this before.
let me say this though. Let me say this. Okay, you might be right. I was talking to Anchorman, and he was saying you could saying the same thing basically what you're saying, but look at what happened to Sony. I understand that this is a totally different situation because this is a premium product that can take you for like basically 2 generations.
Yeah, they got a
But
$200 controller, man. I'm
right,
telling you.
right, I
About to
understand
get
that, but you know that $600, anything over $600 is the killing point for any console buyer.
Microsoft don't care though. Like
Yeah,
that's why they have choices. PC
I,
is their platform also too now, but
I
I see where
understand,
you're
but I
coming
just
from,
don't
man.
see it. Yeah, I just
I
don't.
can see I can
Saying
see
to the
where both you guys are coming
yeah,
from. To be really honest
it's
with you.
it's
Hmm.
very
Me
it's
too.
very I'm saying it's a serious slope to go down to say, okay, we have this premium product, right? But we want you to spend damn near almost $1,000 for it, and you know what I'm saying, because it's premium.
Yeah, he also
You know,
told you don't buy it if you don't have a 4K TV.
right? But you
Well,
don't
no,
also.
he said 4K. Well, he said it's basically not for you. Like you will get the full experience if you have a 4K TV. I
Yeah.
watched the interview as well, and he did say full experience. But then, of course, the media bias and the spin. All of a sudden, full experience means it's not going to do anything for you.
Yo, Phil is basically lying, man. Like he don't want to kill the sales of the he know exactly what's going on. He don't want to like make the slim scene unimportant. I'm telling you, like
It's
that
just
that box is
business.
gonna do some wonders. I promise you.
The Slim? Oh yeah, definitely, dude.
No, the Slim and the Scorpio, but the Scorpio is gonna do wonders. He don't. I don't think he want to mess up the Slim sales,
Hmm.
stating about the whole 4K. But come on, like if most gamers don't have a 4K monitor, you mean to tell me they can't see the difference in 1080p on ultra settings? Like
Oh,
that's
me,
bull.
me and Don already went through all this. Like, even though if you have a TV that goes 1080p, you have a machine that's rendering in 4K, and then the game is downscaling to fit the resolution of your TV. You're gonna get richer textures. You're gonna get like higher res textures. You're gonna get better lighting. You're gonna have increased draw distance. You're gonna have a bigger graphical immersion factor to your games. And but Phil, I mean, in the end of the day, it's a business, all right. So
Yeah,
you have the 1S coming out, and you got the entry level price points and stuff like that. And by the time the Scorpio comes out, they're gonna have a bunch of discounts when it comes to the S as well. You see
yeah,
what I'm saying? So he wanted to let people know that Scorpio, to get the full experience, was 4K, and he would kind of, you the 4K television, and you would kind of leave it at that, because in the end you have to sell both consoles. I can definitely see that, but we didn't get to hear Don's whole thought on how much the Scorpio would be. So, Don, grace us with your presence, man. Let us know, how much do you think the Scorpio is going to be here?
Man, we've had this conversation.
I
I
know,
think when
plenty of
we
times,
had
man.
the rumor, right? It was they're talking about around $400 number people are throwing around. I'm gonna say 450. They're gonna give them some leeway. They're probably gonna shoot for the 400, but if they see a reason to put something additional in there or up something, they're gonna do it, right? So 450, I think, is the sweet spot. They know the Slim's gonna actually go down in price by the same time the Scorpion comes out next year, and they want to hit the right price points in regards to that. They're not trying to sell a ton of them. They're just trying to sell what it takes to cover their cost. And from what I understand of the new Zen stuff, what I understand from all the different RAM options that people are touting around now, and what's going on with Vega, it's totally possible. They'll make more money on software and keeping people in their ecosystem than making dollars off of a console.
I got you. Now, for anybody who's followed my channel for a while, I dig into the tech stuff, man. It's like a 7-course meal to me. I absolutely love going in and seeing the numbers and seeing what could come out of it. I was all over DirectX 12 and everything like that. Now, when it comes to the Scorpio, I will let you know right now, all right? I will let you know it's going to have the Zen CPU in it. It's going to have the entry level Zen, which is 8 cores, 16 threads. It's AMD's first multi-thread CPU. All right?
that's insane. Wow.
All right, that's what they're going to have in it. And that's only the entry level. All right, so with me, like, thinking when they first come out with this, it's going to be entry level, I am still thinking upgrades. And I know a lot of people, like, try to downplay that whole thing. And, I could be wrong. But with them using the entry level Zen processor, and that thing is still an absolute beast, all right? Don't get it twisted. But they can have the option to make the Scorpio modular. So this way, over time, the Zen can actually scale up to 32 threads at its highest level CPU.
Wow.
All right.
But you think all of that is like you getting all of that for like $400 or 450?
No, entry level.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Here's the thing.
AMD smells blood in the water. They're gonna give Microsoft like really good value on all the chipsets they
Yeah.
provide.
Well, they are, because
Microsoft's gonna
that's
buy in bulk, and that's
Yeah.
gonna be way cheaper.
it's
Yeah,
not
they're
just the
trying to.
bulk thing though. It's AMD's plan of attack.
It's agenda.
AMD is taking low to mid level, right? They're taking low to mid level GPU architecture, and they're completely owning it by giving you more performance for a cheaper price. They are squeezing NVIDIA straight out of that whole parameter, the low to mid area. They're like, you know what, NVIDIA, you can have your huge Pascals or whatever, and $1,000 GPUs. You can keep all that, because that's only like 1%, possibly less than 1% of like the whole GPU consumer base. They're like, you can have that, we're taking everything else, right? And that's what they're doing. So they're selling this stuff cheaper. So buying it in bulk makes it even cheaper. Now,
That's why. Sorry, that's why I brought my price down to 500. Like
Mhm,
I say between 5 and 7 because what's that? The RX 480 is like 199.
I
You
got
know,
you.
and then
Yeah.
their GPUs is very cheap. So between that, but then I think about everything that's coming in the box. I don't know. I guess we have to wait and
But what
see.
if they can sell it as like you already have your controllers, buy just the tower? That would cheapen the
Yeah,
price too.
yeah.
Yeah, it would, but I think they would put a controller in there. It's just
What
kind
if
of it's
yeah?
kind
What if
of
the elite
standard.
what if the
No,
elite controller is the stand like the packing controller with that console?
But well, if even if you talk about the Elite controller being bundled with it, it's over a year away though.
Yeah,
Hmm.
true.
You see what
I
But
I'm
then
saying?
think I
then you
Now,
got
think
Everything's gonna be
personally,
then you
cheaper.
got the elite console today with the elite controller for 379. So
unfortunately, see with the information that I have and everything, I'm gonna crush a few people's dreams here. All right. The GPU architecture is gonna be Polaris. It's not gonna be Vega. The reason why is Vega uses high bandwidth memory. They're not using high bandwidth memory in this system. They are using
so why
G.
did Phil say what he said though? Like they wanted
Because of
to.
the it's the processor. It's the CPU.
Oh, all right,
I
yeah, you just
I
said
hate
it.
to
Oh,
break it to you that GPU actually can do both. It can
hmm,
do GDDR5 or it can do high bandwidth.
All right. Well, the numbers, the speed of the RAM that they said, I think it was 320 per
yeah,
second.
it says more than 320, somewhere around 378 or something like that.
It's right in standard with the GDDR5X.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, it is almost to the point for the GDDR5X. But think about this: if they do make it upgradable, if they do make it modular, you will have the option down the line when HBM becomes cheaper to upgrade the GPU, the memory, and the CPU
You know
all
what?
together.
You know what made me think that the graphics card was upgradable because if you look at the diagram of what they showed, it looked like a computer graphics card is in there. You see the fan spinning and everything. That's not inside the Xbox One or whatever. Like they
Yeah, it's
use
not a motherboard at all.
yeah, like that was crazy to
Don,
me.
didn't you say something about that as well?
Yeah, I said on the live stream that we're talking that it looks like they took a CG render of a graphic card. So that's what makes me think that the modules, everyone's speculating on how many modules and if it's GDDR5 and it's this or that on the RAM aspect. I think that's just too early to tell. This
Mhm.
final specs won't be decided until probably January or February of next year.
I got you. Well, guys, I love talking to you guys about this stuff. So I do want you guys to make a note of this. I said Zen processor, right? 8 cores, 16 threads. GPU, Polaris, right? And the memory is the GDDR5X, not the regular GDDR5. All right? They're actually calling it the G5 and the G5X now because DDR is kind of like a tongue twister when you try to say it quick. So, it's the G5X. I think we were looking at something like 12 gigs.
Yeah, somebody said 12 gigs of GDDR5 or 8 gigs of GDDR5X.
I think they might throw in 12 on the 5X, but that's just my personal opinion.
I actually think that they will keep the price competitive, but they'll raise the price of
Oh,
the games.
thank you, Mega. I forgot to tell you guys. Guess what?
That's
It's
that's
gonna
what
be
I'm thinking.
$500.
Yeah. So I think that the price will be competitive, but I think that the price of the games is where the whole premium talk will be
Can
implemented.
we get cheap digital games,
It,
please?
it's the same disc though, or the
Right.
same DLC.
Yeah. I mean, just think about it, because that game is going to be played on every other, thing that goes into the Xbox ecosystem. So it's a win-win either way.
All
Mhm.
right, I got you. Oh man,
I think Scorpio games is going to be PC ports.
Let's Exploit.
Like
Do you mind if we all
all the
well.
do our
settings, like
prediction on the hardware because
PC
you threw
games that
down the
run on all the
gauntlet?
settings. Like why they can't do that?
All right, hold on a second. Just one more thing I wanted to say about this whole price point. All right, and it's something that I thought about yesterday at Crossfire, and I didn't get a chance to say it. All right, nostalgia. Like, yo, Mooch, you are the man. Yo, shout out to Mooch. I just want to let him know I do appreciate being on Crossfire and everything like that. It's an absolute blast. But when he says nostalgia is a hell of a drug, he is absolutely correct. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if you remember the PlayStation 3, when they announced the PlayStation 3, there was a number to it, and that number was 600. And people were like, "What?" All right. I think people in advertising, when it comes, in Microsoft and stuff, they know that nostalgia is a hell of a drug, and I don't think they'll go anywhere near that $600 mark just because it has a stain on it. All right,
Yeah.
if you put everything all together, what AMD's trying to do, what they're offering, and for the price, right? Put that together with that whole nostalgia effect. There's no way that thing's going to be $600 or more,
Well,
and
just think about.
I'm
I'm
putting that
sorry.
on the table myself. All
Well, the
right.
stigma even goes further than the PlayStation 3. You got the Neo Geo and you got the 3DO.
Oh
Those
man,
were
I used to
$600
want a Neo
systems.
Geo so
I,
bad, dude.
I, I did too. And then when my mom seen the price, she slammed me across the head like, "What the hell are you thinking about?" You know what I'm saying? So that's it's got a that $600 price has got a stigma behind it. And I understand that the Steam
Yeah.
machines cost between $600 to $800, even well from like
Wasn't the
4
PlayStation
to
3
8.
$600 at launch for like the 80 gigabyte?
The
I forgot.
PS3.
The PlayStation 3
Yeah, I
was
think it was
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
actually.
right.
there
Yeah.
was a huge thing about it. I mean, when they
Yeah,
asked about the price, like the dude from
he
Sony
said
was
he
like,
said get
just
another job or
just get
something.
another job.
yeah. Yeah. It's a premium price. Yeah, it's got a stigma behind it.
They
There's
should
no
pay
way in
me
hell
more than
people
they
are going
gave
to
me
see
for.
$600, even though we know the tech and we're into the games like that and know how powerful this system will be. But it's still, even for me, it was like, ooh, 500 was kind of, ooh, damn, this PlayStation is kind of sweet, So it's just, what I'm saying, you have to have a competitive price point in order, because what you're doing is just saying, okay, we have a really powerful system, most powerful system ever made, but yet PlayStation will win again because they have the more affordable console. That's what made them win this generation. It had nothing to do with all the power and all that. That came later. It was
Well,
the price point.
see,
I
see,
think I
go
think
ahead, man.
the Xbox Scorpio will have a premium bundle with VR.
Oh shoot.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
That could be the agreement between Oculus and stuff, because I can pretty much guarantee you the Scorpio is gonna run both the Oculus and the Vive. All right, I don't see Microsoft just picking one side on that, and that's because of Fallout VR, and Fallout VR is going to be on the Vive. All right,
Yeah.
there's no announcement for whatsoever on Oculus. All right, so that's why I think they're going to use the console, and it's again with Microsoft, it's about choices. So
Well,
if
yeah,
you
it's
like the
going to be an open
Oculus,
platform for VR.
if you like the Oculus, go ahead and buy the Oculus. You can use it on the console. If you prefer the Vive, you know what? Go ahead and buy the Vive. It can work on your console. Choices. You see what I'm
Well, the
saying?
guy on the stage was using the Samsung Gear VR at E3.
Oh yeah, for the
The cell
Minecraft,
phone
right?
one, right?
So yeah, if you have that, then bam, you already got VR
Yeah,
for your Scorpio.
I think all VR platforms is going to be compatible, being that it's going to be an open platform.
Windows 10.
Yep.
hmm
Exactly.
Oh, it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna be some salt in the air soon.
Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? Like, I still believe that VR is a fad. Don't get it twisted. I just don't see people completely cutting themselves off from reality for such extended periods of time and not having any type of repercussion. All
Nah,
right?
you can't play VR for as long as you think there. I mean,
Yeah, I like augmented reality better. Like I watched a couple of demos. I watched the demo of this guy playing augmented reality, and you see like a big giant ripping open his roof and a tree coming through. Like it was crazy. But I like augmented reality better than virtual reality.
I got you. I
still
got
have
you.
a sense of your surroundings.
Yeah.
Now, somebody mentioned it before about the whole exclusive things. The whole exclusive thing. Do you guys want to get into that real quick before we move on to Halo 5? Do you guys want to tackle the whole Microsoft doesn't have exclusives because the
Sure,
games are going on Windows 10?
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, we haven't heard from O Snaps in a while. I know when it comes to hardware, it's not really her thing. But O Snaps, when it comes to people saying Microsoft doesn't have exclusives, anymore because of Play Anywhere and games coming out on Windows 10. Do you have any thoughts on that? Do you think that that's a right assumption? Do you think that's wrong? Do you have any feelings on it whatsoever?
I mean, I think that we do have exclusives. I don't know if you need to really use the word exclusive anymore. I mean, it's Microsoft exclusive, but I mean, I don't really care. Like, I don't get into that whole exclusive this, exclusive that shit. Pardon my French, but it is what it is. We have games, they have games, we have two gaming platforms in one, so I like it.
Nice, nice. Who else? Who else wants to tackle this? Just don't everybody talk at once here.
I'll tell you. As far as exclusive, first of all, you like it's a Windows 10 and Xbox exclusive. It's Xbox exclusive, but it's still on a Windows platform. You still need the Xbox gamer tag to play the game, and it's not on Steam or PlayStation. So it's an
Okay.
exclusive to me
The
still.
way I see it is, is any game that's on the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita, they're still considered exclusive, right?
Yeah, and it's
So
two platforms.
it's the same sense, you know.
Hmm.
Windows 10 and Xbox is the same thing. So yeah, it's exclusive to me.
I got you. Don, do you have anything to say about the whole exclusive matter when it comes to Xbox slash Windows 10 exclusives?
It's funny who says this stuff, right? It's the people that have all the hate. They're like, "Well, I'll just get a PC." Okay, get a PC. I'll see you on Xbox Live, right? It's no, it's not like you're like, I'll show Microsoft. Like, how are you gonna show Microsoft? You're gonna either buy their PC if you want that game, right? Or you're gonna buy their standalone box. So, it's exclusive. You can't play it on a competing platform like PS4,
Hmm.
and it just is what it is, right? So you can't play on Nintendo either as well. So Microsoft wins no matter what platform you choose to play that on if it's one of their exclusive titles.
Okay, I got you. Mega, do you want to chime in? Do you have any thoughts on this whole
Oh,
Windows 10?
absolutely, absolutely. I was just chopping in the bits, man. Just waiting till you call my name. Man, okay. There's 2 points. One is just like what everybody else is saying is that you don't have to worry about. Well, let me just make this point first. There is no more. The whole talk about exclusivity is almost dying because all the exclusives they're not selling like they used to. Like from when you looked at like Uncharted 4 game, I don't even think it's sold over five million yet. You got a base of over 40 million consoles sold and still haven't done that. Halo 5 is sold well, but still you have 20 some plus million consoles and it's only sold what a little bit over 5 to 8 million. That's still it's still not what it used to be. So making this to put everything on in this whole ecosystem that Microsoft is doing is very smart because they're seeing this. And people when they buy games now, they buy mostly multiplats. So PlayStation, while everybody talks about their exclusives, they got games on Steam. I buy them.
Hmm.
So and it would be smart for them and Nintendo to start having their games come to the PC as well because those developers are not going to start just not going to make that money by just keeping it just exclusive to themselves. Just look at Street Fighter. Look at the turnaround of what happened with Tekken because Tekken was first going to be just a PlayStation 4 exclusive and King of the Fighters, and those games are going to come over to the X1 and come on PC. Both of them. So it's a new era. It's a new time, man. This is only fanboy talk now.
I got you. Yo, it's funny. I was talking to Jez last night. Jez Gordon. He writes for Windows Central. And here's the thing: not a lot of people are saying. Yes, all right. The games are both on X1 and Windows 10. But have you ever noticed that Windows 10 is like having a console on the PC? All right.
Right.
When you
Yeah.
buy the game, you don't get the files. It just runs. All
Hmm.
right. That's one of the things that these quote unquote PC elitists are pissed off about. And a lot of them are pissed off about it because they can't when it comes through Windows 10, they can't bootleg the game.
Exactly.
All right? But what Windows 10 isn't essentially doing, it's bringing the console space to the PC. And I know there's people out there that don't want to accept that. All right? There's
Yeah, this is,
elitists out there that don't want that to happen. But
there's
guess
elites
what?
on both sides, right? I mean,
Yeah, but that's what it's inherently doing. You're not taking the game, the exclusive, and making it like that open source that's open on like that whole PC spectrum. All right, that's why Windows 10 was having issues with certain games, with certain graphics cards when it came to like Quantum Break and Gears, because like it's still closed off. All right, it's still closed off compared to the open source of the PC. Like I said, you don't get the files, therefore you can't really bootleg the game. You buy the game and it just works. All right, and I think that is something that for some reason or another. Shout out to Jez, man. I love talking to him about this stuff because like we seem to go down that same street together. Um, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's cool because you have an ecosystem that stretches beyond your console and it stretches beyond the PC as well and goes to console. But in the end, it's not that true open source PC gaming experience. And I don't know, K Mega, you do mess around with PC games and whatnot. So can you see
Mhm.
what I'm saying here?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's just see, people didn't like Steam when Steam first came. Now it's the beloved. They even show like dude like it's a heavenly figure when they have the Steam sale. It's crazy. So it only takes a matter of time. You will have your Microsoft haters regardless, and they'll stay away and they'll try to find ways to bootleg or try to find ways to go around and use a Mac or Linux, whatever the case may be. That's fine. But the magnitude of people that just want to play games, they'll just play them. And if as long as Microsoft keeps just saying doesn't make a lot of hands-on things like get in your face, say, hey, you can't do this because I don't want you to, they'll be fine because that's the only thing that the PC elitist they hate is because Microsoft does this overseeing thing. Another thing that's really positive is that for the developers, I mean, I read a report about a month ago about how bootlegging is killing developers in the PC space. That's why they're bringing their games to the console
Mm-hmm.
and to Steam because of that reason. Because there's so many people that bootleg and take food, the lights on in these studios,
Yeah,
out of these people's, it's just terrible because they can't they have to have this money for them to even make these games. And
no
if you
doubt.
keep on stealing from them, I mean, there's nothing you can do. So what Microsoft is doing is also helping out the developers.
Well,
I have a
But
question.
they ain't
go
paying
ahead. Go
attention
ahead.
to it.
Do y'all think third parties are gonna make um third party developers are gonna make games for the Windows Store?
UWP, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
that would
actually
be
in
insane.
discussions about
Because
that right now.
just imagine if all third party titles is Xbox Play Anywhere, and
Well,
then the PC on Windows 10 gamers, it would be like a permanent thing, like a one big community,
well,
like
well.
over
Think
100 million players. You know what I'm saying? Like over 100 million install base or whatever.
yeah, well, think about it like this. All right, you're a developer. You approach Microsoft and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna make I want to make a game for the X1. All right. Microsoft comes to you and says, well, you know what? If you build on this platform, right? If you build on this platform, you want to make a game for the X1. If you build on the UWP, you automatically get the Windows Store as well, and the Windows 10 on PC. Like what developer wouldn't want to have an increase in the consumer base? And it's not like they have to do anything different. All right? All they have to do is put in that one or two lines of scale code that you have to put in with the universal Windows platform. And I know this from watching build conferences and stuff like that. It's one to two lines of scale code and that's it. That's it. Then all
And
of a
then,
sudden your game can be run on PC with the hardware that whatever hardware you have on the PC, and it could run on the console. Like, what developer in their right mind would turn that down?
and then they don't have to worry about cross platform because it's there. You know what I mean? It's the
Yeah,
same game.
it's in the platform itself. Within one platform, you're getting two venues, two consumer bases that will purchase your game.
Just think of the exclusive rights that Microsoft will get behind this, because not only will they have the Xbox fan base, the Xbox One fan base, they'll have the PC fan base that they can add those games to. I mean, you know, it's crazy. It's a win-win for Microsoft,
When
man, in all ways.
when it comes to third party, think about the people that are closest to Microsoft first. When you think about like EA, well, EA has been like kind of in bed with Microsoft for the last couple of years. So, but EA has a close partnership with them. I believe Bethesda and Microsoft, they have kind of mended any kind of arguments that they had within each other, and they seem to be playing very nicely right now together. Um, when you talk about the third party, think about those companies first, and then you can see the other companies kind of coming in afterwards.
I,
That's my hypothesis.
I can speak to this. So we're deciding, the small studio I'm working for, we're deciding what platform we're having those early talks right now, right? And after E3, it changed the whole entire mindset of everybody that's on the project.
Really?
People are people are just like, well, the thought process was, well, there's a bigger install base on PS4. They have less AAA titles, so there's less competition on the exclusive platform side of things.
Oh,
And
man,
we're a
you're
small
about to get
studio.
some fans on Twitter for that comment. But go ahead,
But
ahead.
it's true.
Hey,
I mean,
hey.
It's facts,
it's
man.
part of the decision making, right? So,
Mhm.
we're looking at that, and then we'd like to, well, maybe do we just go straight to Steam because the game maybe appeals more to that particular audience.
Mhm.
And now you look at the play anywhere kind of strategy. You look at the ability to play across platforms. It is something that we're heavily looking into.
Oh,
Um,
definitely.
and who knows where we'll settle on between where we start, right? But it also, it's a numbers game, right? You look at, well, 40 million, right? PS4s. Well, guess what? Once you combine the PC space and combine the Xbox space, it's more. The number's bigger.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just
Well, hold on.
bigger.
We can actually go to Will. Will, the last time, and I know you look into these numbers and stuff like that. So the last time you looked into how many people have Windows 10 installed in their PCs, do you remember the number for the last time you checked that out?
Oh, it was high. I think I'm not even sure. I think it was 150
150 what?
mil, or
Million.
million, it was either 150 or 200 million, something like that.
It's definitely within that range. So think about that. And when you guys hear like Don talking, he's talking as a developer right here. Like, who wouldn't want to add the potential of 150 million consumers? Now, granted, it's not going to be everybody. Some people just installed Windows 10 just because. All right, but there is like a dedicated Windows 10 consumer base out there. All right, and now with what Microsoft is offering in terms of games and the Play Anywhere, you're just going to see more and more people buy off of Windows 10. Don, that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it's all strategy, right? It's all. I mean, there's advantages to both sides. I'm not going to pretend the other side doesn't have their advantages as well, right? The competition on the space of like AAA's, that's part of it. I mean, people analyze that as much as the fanboy crap aside. Like they look at it like, okay, there's not X number of AAA's, so there's X number of dollars that are available. But if you look at the PC space, like it's almost triple of the game ready, console and PCs combined compared to what you get from like a PS4. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous.
That's absolutely insane, yeah.
Yeah, and so all you see is dollar signs is when you start seeing those numbers, right? You get all Scrooge McDuck on that, and I mean, it just it's enticing. It's exciting from a developer standpoint. It's exciting to have people not be tied to one platform too, as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's really exciting. So it's a win-win for Microsoft. I mean, it's a long time in the coming, but they put in the work and they're finally start making all those dreams like come together. So
No doubt, no doubt.
I was trying to say, I'm sorry, I was just trying to say, I was trying to say not exclusive rights, I was trying to say third-party exclusive rights, like they do with Call of Duty.
Oh
and,
yeah,
that's
kind of
what I
like
was trying to-
marketing
that's what I was
rights.
trying to- yeah, the marketing rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of developers will start sending, a lot of companies will start sending that to Microsoft because of the base of wanting to get their games out there towards the PC market.
Dude, over 150 million. Over
Well,
150 million.
I just checked, and as of November of 2015, it was at 200 million.
Damn. Damn.
So I'm happy because like with the exclusives, the more people who buy it, the more games we get. So
Right.
and the more people we get to play with online.
Right.
Exactly. And like I said before, when it comes to this whole thing about exclusives and Windows 10, Windows 10 is kind of like I hope people understand this out here. It's kind of like having a console in the PC space. All right, I know Mega and anybody who deals with like PC gaming to any extent. You know, when you get the game, you get the files for the game and stuff like that. So that makes it kind of like an open source. You can go in and mess with stuff. Within the game. That's where you get your modders and all that good
Right.
stuff. Which is why, when Quantum Break and Gears came out on Windows 10, these PC guys that just thought it was going to be the way it would be when getting the game on Steam and stuff, they saw that they weren't getting these files. Therefore, they weren't able to go in and create these mods like right off the bat. They weren't able to get into the coding of the game and stuff. They got pissed off because they're used to that. They feel they're entitled to it. All
All
right.
right, Xbox. All right, one more update. As of March 30th, Windows 10 install base is almost at 300 million.
Damn, dude.
See,
You gave me
I'm the Scrooge
150
McDuck right
million.
over here. I'm
Yo,
telling you, all I see is money signs in my eyeballs.
you gave me 150 million. I was excited, yo, and within 10 minutes you doubled it.
Yeah, 270 million users as of March 30th, 2016.
That's
And growing.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
and
good.
they're projecting it to be close to 1 billion.
Within 2 to 3 years after release.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Shout out to Delilah. She's saying the same thing. HD. She's saying the same thing. So
Mhm.
I mean, there's I read a report, and that was back in earlier this year, but this article was made in 2012, and there's over 2 billion PC users in the world, and that was in 2012. I could just imagine how many it is now.
Well, that's and you struck the nail on the head. You said PC users, not gamers, right? Just
Right,
PC
right, right,
users.
right,
Now,
right.
the thing is, with having a console type mentality in the PC space, you're going to grab some of the PC gamers, but you're also going to have these just regular consumers that happen to start playing games on Windows 10 as well. I don't know if you guys can see that. That is a blossoming of a totally new like category. You have a blending of the console and the PC together. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, we see
absolutely
it.
amazing.
Yeah, all we
That's
gotta-
that was confusing to me when everybody was laughing at the Quantum Break physical sales. I'm like, I think most people bought the game digital because of the whole Windows 10 and that whole Alan Wake deal. So that's a different topic in itself. But
I
I
got you.
think the game sold well digitally. I think there's a lot of people who adapted to it on PC.
Hmm.
So I think at the end of the day, the Windows 10 platform, as far as gaming goes, is going to do well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Xbox
And
gamers is
Play
gonna-
anywhere is gonna be huge.
not for anything, but when it comes to people saying how Microsoft doesn't have exclusives and stuff like that, the haters out there are gonna hate. They're gonna keep saying it. As long as we educate ourselves and we know what's going on, we could tell the next consumer down the line who isn't a hater, who isn't an extremist, who isn't a pony. We can give them straight facts about what's going on with Microsoft and gaming.
We can trick them to buy a PC. It's all good.
You can tell them to buy whatever you want. You have choices. That's what consumers want. They want choices. And when you break it down like that to a lot of people, I don't see anybody saying, you know what, you have all this good stuff going down the line with the Play Anywhere and all this good. I'm still gonna go on this other platform over here. And if they do, that's their preference. But Microsoft is offering so much right now, like people would have to be a fool to not even consider them. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right, but
I mean, awesome. It's going to be awesome. I mean, it's just that's why Steam and Microsoft are in talks, because Steam understand that the Steam machines failed because they had too many hands in the pot. They just work with one single company, put their app on the Xbox in the Xbox store, so the console users that don't have a PC or don't want a PC can dab their fingers and hands all into the Steam app and and vice versa. Let Microsoft put a couple of their games in the Steam store, and it's just gonna,
When it
man,
goes
it's just gonna be
Steam,
huge for
that's
both.
multiplat right there, in my opinion. All
Well,
right.
true,
And but
but
there's nothing necessarily wrong with that either. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just letting you know, like I've seen what Windows 10 is and how it's kind of like that fenced in backyard section to the PC space.
right.
Um, you know,
Well, I'm just saying for games for like, that you won't probably see a Forza or definitely no Halo or Gears, but maybe games like Sunset Overdrive. You already have
well, yeah, that's like
Dead
a second
Rising.
part. That's like a second
Yeah,
party developer right there.
well, yeah, Rise. Those games are on Steam right now.
Yeah,
So, you know,
no
but
doubt.
to me,
I
it's
do
great.
want to shout out Delilah HD. She wrote in the chat. She said console players are console players. You can't underestimate that. Some games still sell better than their PC ports, and that is an absolute fact. And Delilah, I am very glad you pointed that
Amen.
out. For the people that believe Microsoft is going to spin off the Xbox division, all right, Phil Spencer has told everybody, Satya Nadella, even Stephen Elop, they're all completely dedicated to the console space. They're just growing gaming even further than that. So when you hear all this like basically garbage, all right, when you hear all this garbage about Microsoft spinning off Xbox, oh they're gonna sell Xbox and stuff like that, don't believe it. It's absolutely asinine.
They're
Um,
pushing the industry forward into the right direction.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's with choices. I mean, that should be the key word, like, going on from this like this. I don't even want to say generations anymore because it's about iterations now. But moving forward from now on, the catchphrase should be choices. You have choices, and the console space is always going to be there. There's always going to be people that want that. Put the game in, or just start up the system and play. All right.
Can I just cut you off real quick?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I've been, me in the chat, always very active, and I've been watching the chat and things like that. And like Delilah HD has been saying the things you were saying as you were saying them, or right before. So she's really intelligent, and she should be in this podcast one day. I'll just put it out
Oh
there.
yeah,
Like
she's a YouTuber.
she's,
Y'all should check her out.
Really?
you know
Yeah,
what?
Yeah,
I
she's
rolled over
legit.
her name,
Yeah, I'll
and it
subscribe.
said she had
Legit.
13 videos. So I was like, I'm gonna subscribe.
All right.
But I didn't
Well,
want to do it right now because I don't know if it's going to change my page. But she's incredibly intelligent when it comes to she's doing the whole tech talk with you guys.
no doubt. For the first time in next podcast history, I'm gonna shout out Delilah. Delilah, if you follow me on Twitter, definitely send me a direct message or something like that. I'll definitely hit you up, and we can talk about this stuff just on a regular basis. Yeah. Um, but awesome, and yeah, definitely Snaps is awesome in the chat. She's absolutely invaluable when it comes to talking on the podcast and then just talking to people in the chat as well. Um, but if there isn't, and if everybody has pretty much gotten that whole Windows 10 Microsoft exclusive thing out of their system, I do want to step into something a little bit lighter, something that's really close to my heart and something that's making me smile right now.
It's your wife.
Okay, let's talk about oh snap suckers. Nah, yeah. Uh,
He hates me.
uh, for people who are into Halo, we are getting we're getting the last kind of announced content drop, um, which is the Warzone firefight, and we're getting it Wednesday. And I just want to go in kind of real quickly, say a few of the things that we're getting in this content drop because it is absolutely huge. It is the biggest one that we will be getting like to date. All right, so there's going to be 2 Warzone maps, one regular Warzone map, one Warzone assault map. All right. Then they're going to have a new arena map, and it's the arena map I've been looking forward to ever since they talked about it, and it's called Molten. It's basically the rig, all right, but it has a river of lava flowing through the middle of it. I can't wait to see that. It sounded like absolutely amazing when I first heard 343 talk about it, and to actually see it on my system, I'm really excited for that. But not only that, we have new vehicles. We have in terms of like the Covenant vehicles, the Banshee, the Wraith, and so on. They're going to be temple variations of these vehicles, and the tempo variations are rumored to be using fire type weapons. So think flamethrowers, think fireballs, stuff like that. That is the rumor. I hope it's absolutely true. Then we have three different armors. We have new emblems. One of the big things in this content drop is they are bringing back the Halo 2 beam rifle with two different variations to that as well. So three variations of the Halo 2 beam rifle, and then they're bringing two more plasma rifle variations in terms of like the brute plasma rifle. But all in all, this is a huge drop, and I didn't even talk about the actual new gameplay mode called Warzone Firefight. So I just want to know if people in the panel are excited for this. What you think would be the best thing in this content drop? And I gotta go with my man Fuskies, man. Fuskies,
You know I'm
yeah.
excited.
Fuskies, what do you think out of all this stuff? What are you most looking forward to with this content drop?
Uh, this might sound a little weird, but I'm looking forward to them bringing back the campaign scoring. It
Nice.
brings, it brings that whole replay value back to the campaign and that competitive aspect that I enjoy in games. So I'm looking forward to that. Plus, something that you didn't say, there's a new boss I'm hearing, the Grunt Goblin. Have you heard anything about him?
Oh, definitely, dude.
Yeah,
I was
that
gonna say
looks pretty cool too.
I didn't say the campaign scoring or whatever. So if there are people out there that's not that doesn't really get into Halo and stuff like that, can you kind of let them know what the I call it score attack basically. Can you kind of let them know what that is?
Yeah, it's when you're playing the game, the medals you get when you're playing co-op and all that, you get points for every kill or every multi-kill you get, and it gives that competitive play to it, so where you can play against your buddies and try to get the higher score.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. What he's talking about is it takes like the medals and the scoring aspect of multiplayer and puts it on your campaign.
Hmm.
All right. I know I'm completely excited for that, and not only that, but with the scoring, they have 5 new achievements as well. That's kind of based around scoring like 500,000 points, which even Halo followers said, "Good luck with that, guys." 500,000 points in one stage.
Challenge
Um,
accepted.
Also, don't forget free to play days for this on the
Oh
29th.
yeah.
Oh
Halo
yeah.
5 is free and 50% off. If you haven't
Do,
picked it up, go do
do
that.
anybody know if they adding more achievements to the game with the update?
they're adding the 5 achievements that they're centered around the whole scoring aspect on campaign.
Okay.
Um, just to give you a little insight, like one of them is going into campaign 4-player co-op, and each person scoring over 200,000 points in one stage. All right, then there's an achievement for that. There's an
Oh,
achievement to
that'll be fun.
go in solo and score over 500,000 points. That's gonna be a challenge, man.
Hmm. I'm
But
gonna
there,
need some help, Xbot.
but like I said, all in all, 5 new achievements and stuff like that. Yo, Mega, what do you think about this content drop, man?
Man, it's awesome, man. The big word today is premium, and that's exactly what Halo has been doing, is giving out premium content for free.
For
Like,
free.
this is stuff like you would get, is on the magnitude of what Battlefield 4 has given. And you pay $80. You pay an extra, like, what is it, $80, $60 for it, whatever.
Hmm.
And it's amazing that they're doing this, man. Like, big shout out to 343. I am so excited about this, and it keeps Halo going strong. I'm definitely excited about Firefight. The
Yeah,
war zones, that's really great. Arena, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting slaughtered now because I haven't, I got to get my guy ranked up. But other than that, man, it's just awesome, man. It just makes me just want to play Halo even more, so it's
no doubt,
fantastic.
no doubt. Oh snaps! What do you think about this content drop? What are you looking forward to most with this thing?
Doing better than you.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna be waiting a while then. Um,
Yeah, it's okay. I can admit that though. But no, the firefight, we had a lot of fun playing when it was what beta
yeah,
or whatever. with She Wolf and GKB and everyone else who was in, and it was crazy and it was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it just being better than it was and kicking ass with everybody.
Yeah, well, 343 when it comes to the Warzone firefight, they did come out and say they listened to the feedback from the beta and they actually changed it dramatically. People said that for the most part it was easy. So now every round that ends, the next round is going to be progressively harder.
That's a good thing.
All right.
I thought the original one was way too easy. I know people complained about it, but I didn't find any of it hard. I was with randoms
The
every
only thing
time.
that gave me problems was the garage, and it's only when people weren't kind of like working together. But can you imagine the garage at like a tier 4 in the firefight? That's gonna be absolutely insane, dude.
People will catch on like what to do. That was part of the problem with the garage, right? So that was only going to be a temporary issue, but the fact that they're ramping it up and give you more incentive to keep replaying it and more rewards if you do win, you know, that satisfaction when you beat something hard.
I got
Yeah.
you. I got you.
I'm
Well,
mad.
Don,
Can I just ask a quick question?
yeah,
Is anybody here part of the Halo Community Feedback Program?
you
Mm,
are.
I don't
I
think
mean,
I ever heard
aside
of
from
that.
me.
I,
No?
Cricket,
Okay.
cricket,
I
cricket,
feel
How do
bad
you
you
sign
asked
up
me
for
this
that?
before and I didn't do it.
cricket.
Oh yeah, you guys got it because I mean they do take your suggestions and they also give you rec packs for it, you know. And I had a pretty big complaint the last time I did one. You know, I can't really talk about what it's about because they say don't talk about it, and I like to behave. But you know, they did give me a pretty sweet rec pack, so I can't
Did we
complain
find
too
it through the
much.
Halo Waypoint?
Yeah, you go in the community section on Halo Waypoint, and then you sign up, and then they'll send you email, blah, I can't even talk, saying congratulations. And then
Okay, I'm
they've
about to
been
do
doing a lot of surveys lately because I just had one like 2 weeks ago, and I got another one today.
Nice. I know. Will's down. That's for sure.
Yeah, Halo is like my favorite game this gen. Like as far as multiplayer, nothing comes close.
I got you. Well, then, with this new content drop, what are you looking forward to most? I haven't heard anybody say the vehicles yet, which is absolutely amazing.
Firefight, and I think my wife is actually looking forward to it more than me. You know, like she just started getting into like the whole hardcore gaming, and the only two games she plays is Gears of War and Halo,
Whew.
Halo 5 and Gears of War.
Wow, she
And
started off good
my
though.
yeah, and I'm mad that I used most of my tanks on the beta, but you know I'm earning them back. But I
Don't
can't
worry,
wait for
I have
Wednesday.
enough to spare, man. When we go in together, trust me.
I cannot wait. It's Wednesday, right? That it releases.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Don, we didn't. If you did say it, I didn't hear it, but we didn't get to hear what like you're looking forward to most in this.
Um, I'm torn between Firefight, which was a lot of fun,
Mm-hmm.
but I like campaigns. I like campaigns a lot actually, and I'm looking forward to because I when I finished the campaign, I didn't know any of you guys, right? So I'm looking forward to going out with you guys and finishing up some campaign and
Yeah.
I would
competing with one
Bro,
another
the
on that level.
campaign,
that'd be awesome.
XK Mega. The
Yeah,
campaign on Legendary with four
yeah.
people was like the hardest
It was bananas,
in the
man.
world.
It was bananas.
It's ridiculous.
Well, we got to bring Mooch with us as well
No,
because Mooch has been looking for people to play the campaign on Halo 5. I've been trying to
sure.
stall with him until the score attack came out. So if Mooch is listening right now or if he watches this later on, yeah, dude, as soon as the score attack comes out, man, we are there.
I am off Friday, so if you guys want to get together on Friday night or whatever, let's do it.
Nice,
Gotcha.
nice. All right, now I'll just let you know, like you guys know me. I love absolutely everything Halo 5. I think the temple vehicles sound really interesting to me. Now you picture a wraith, but instead of shooting those plasma balls, it's like a fireball that when it makes contact, like the fire splits and spreads. That's what I'm thinking of. So I'm really excited for that. But of course, when it comes down to it, I gotta say firefight and score attack. But all in all, this content drop is absolutely huge, and there is something else with it. So on Tuesday, 343 is going to do a live stream, right? They do this pretty much every time before a content drop. They do a live stream, show everybody the gun skins, the emblems, everything they have to offer. Now 343 has come out and stated that there are actually surprises that they haven't announced yet for this content update. And I was wondering if anybody has kind of like any guesstimation, any kind of ideas of what these surprises might be, what they might unveil as like adding into this content update, or basically possibly the future of Halo 5.
Halo 3 anniversary.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I just
Wow.
like to tug at your heartstrings, man.
go bigger the
Wow.
hole.
Dude, I almost dropped my headset. Like, oh my goodness. Dude,
Sorry to get off topic real quick, but Xbox, did you see the community maps they had in the 2 versus 2?
I actually didn't get involved in the doubles. I did see kind of like pictures and stuff like that. They look absolutely amazing. The
I
Forge
love when they
community
do the
on Halo
community maps.
5, like I I mean, they kind of leave me speechless, man. Some of the stuff that they do, I know I go into Forge and I tell people like I make those balanced multiplayer maps, but when you see what these guys do with fusing different pieces together and what they make, it's absolutely crazy, dude. But Will, what did you think about the maps? Like, did you have a favorite one? Can you tell people like what it looked like or whatnot?
I mean, it was real small maps. Some of them was like in a circle, but they were real nice maps, man. Like I was surprised. Like they looked like they was maps that was created by the developers themselves. But I hope they do that every week. I hope they, like they should like suggest some maps and have people vote for them like during the community.
Yeah,
That's
well,
why I was
other
that's why I was waiting for the file browser. Like where you could cycle through maps or whatever and
that
probably
might be
vote for people
something that
maps.
they're announcing Tuesday as well. Is the file browser. But another thing that they could be announcing, I mean, this has been in Halos before, and that's the community playlist, where basically you kind of you register your map to be inspected by 343, and if they like it, they'll put it into rotation in what they call the community playlist. So they could be
Yeah.
they could be announcing that as well. I don't know. Anybody else have any ideas about what they might be announcing that they haven't said yet?
Do you?
I'm hoping that they're announcing at least, I don't know, 3 more months of added content. That's what I'm hoping. Like, I don't want to see it end. I know it's gonna have to end at some point in time, though, and I think they've really established. If they put in the community playlist, they've established the longevity of the multiplayer on Halo 5. It basically has just about everything the other Halos have, plus the Warzone aspect to it. So all they really need is the community playlist, and you have the Forge creators doing what they're doing. But I would still love to see some more like maps coming straight from 343. I think they've done an amazing job with the arena maps in this game. Definitely to me a lot more memorable than Halo 4. Halo 4, there was only one map I thought was legendary. All right. And for some reason or another, the name actually escapes my mind right now. But when it comes to Halo 5, like I love Overgrowth. I love Fathom. I love Plaza. I don't know like if there's actually any map in the arena that I don't like. I don't know, man. Like I think they've done an absolutely incredible job with this game, and it's got me completely pumped for when they do start announcing stuff like Halo 6.
Maybe they might add some maps from the Master Chief collection in. Maybe like something from since it's the third anniversary. Maybe they might add say they're going to extend a little bit more work into it, and then start adding in some maps that they
That
have in
would be sweet.
I wish.
or
Bring us all the maps.
yeah, or try to bring all the maps, or maybe they might try to add Reach to the Master Chief collection. So
That
you
would
know,
be
I don't know.
crazy.
Yeah,
That would
that
be
would be
crazy.
cool.
Reach. It was funny. Reach was absolutely shunned when it was first released, and I think a lot of people forgot that. But now, if you talk to people about Halo Reach, it's it's a lot it's a lot more loved. It's a lot more accepted, and I think Reach might have just been ahead of its time for when it was released. Because
I
I
was
was on that day
really
one, and I
good.
absolutely love that game.
Yeah, I would think it would be awesome to put any of those maps from the Halo Master Chief Collection into the new style of Halo 5. You
Hmm.
know, it would be crazy.
That'd be crazy. It'd be a lot of work. That would have been something that they had been like working on for a while and just not telling anybody if that was the
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, I went on Halo Master Chief Collection and I couldn't find a match with no one.
Really?
I think I got into one match with Halo 3, but I would sit there and it'd be searching for like 20 minutes and I just give up.
I got you. Well, we have the Master Chief Collection here. I like that we have it. Not really for the multiplayer aspect, but I like having all the Halos on one console because
Hmm.
the story, if you play it going back to back to back to back
Yeah.
all the way down, story is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. I'm at the middle part of 3 right now. And I
Oh
need
I
to go
goodness.
swear I was
through it.
trying to beat Halo 1 on like the Legendary.
Yeah.
Hmm.
To me,
So
it seems more difficult than
Halo 1 was
Halo
hard.
1 on the original Xbox.
I did. It
Like,
took a long
Halo,
time. That's why I'm slowly getting through it every once in a while. I'll put it back in. But
you
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
it took me about 10 days to beat Halo 1 on Legendary.
Yeah, yeah,
Man.
dude. I think when they came out, because it's the anniversary edition that they put on the Master Chief Collection, and I could be wrong, but I believe I remember hearing that when they came out with the anniversary edition, they did make Legendary harder.
You know, it's insane. Like I rage quit.
Oh man, dude, it's funny with your calm voice and everything like that, and as much as we talked, I can't really see you rage quitting that much, man.
Nah. You
So,
Not a
should
lot of
see,
said. He just
you should see
quits.
me play Super Meat Boy then.
dude, maybe for next week's gameplay you could do Super Meat Boy.
Yeah.
Um,
That game is crazy.
It's addicting, isn't it? I just
Yeah.
downloaded it and it's a lot of fun now.
When are we going to be getting more of the story for Halo 5? Are they going to be making a 6? I want to know more about, this whole thing with Cortana going
well,
bad.
that's why they
I
left
think
it. That's why they left it kind of like that cliffhanger. They want you to
I
want
think
to know more.
Halo 6, fall of 2018.
Really?
Oh, we got to wait that long?
Halo 5 only been out for like 8 months. It
Yeah.
can't come out. Well, I
Halo
don't. I think
6.
Halo 5 is like. I think Halo is like a 3 year. 3 year gap
It's
between each
it's
title.
coming out.
Yeah.
Launch
Oh
title
snaps!
Scorpio.
Welcome to the Halo Club. We get a game right,
That's
and then we have to wait years for the sequel to come out.
Well, I'll be ready because we still got to do it on Legendary anyway, so I'm still
But
waiting for you.
but see
Don't
that's
be surprised if
I'm
there's an
telling
overlapping development schedule on that one. To
you,
be honest
Legendary
with
on
you.
Halo 5 with co-op, it feels impossible sometimes. I'm serious. Like
that's all right. We have a secret weapon.
difficulty
It's
is
called Oh Snap
crazy.
Suckers.
Anything with me is impossible, okay?
Man,
I am
man,
not the
you
secret
remember me
weapon.
and him with bananas?
Yeah, man, that was man. That was really. I mean, there was a lot of rage going on. Yeah.
I mean, we was in one area for like 3 hours, like, and we just quit for the night.
Yeah, like man, okay, let's take a break. Yeah, yeah, the scene when they were trying to get off the planet when the founders
the
did that
Guardian.
teleport thing. Yeah,
When
the
the
Guardian
Guardian
did
was
that.
raising
Yeah,
the
when he
glass
was did the
planet.
teleport. Yeah, that was crazy.
And
Oh yeah.
I kept trying to take the tank and hide it, so it won't. Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy, but it was fun, man. It was that's what it's all about, man. And we
There's a
was
skull on that stage on Legendary as well. Just to let you know.
really
Yeah,
okay.
it shows up in one of 4 random places. So not only like would you be running for your life on that, but if you want the achievement for like all the skulls, you also have to search 4 random places and try to find the skull while all that craziness is going on.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know, guys. I mean, that's pretty much the podcast for right now. I think we had an awesome show today. I do want to go down the line and get the plug-ins, the plugs and everything in here. Let people know where they can find you when you're not here on Saturday. So, hey, I got to start with Foos, that new YouTuber, man. Yo, Foos, where can everybody find you and be able to talk to you on pretty much a daily basis here?
I'd say the easiest way to find all my stuff is to go to the nextpodcast.com. You can see everything there from my YouTube channel to my Twitch and Xbox gamer tag, and that's about the best way to do it.
Nice, nice. And like I said, he started making videos. Absolutely awesome. He's got that kind of laid back demeanor that you could just put it on and just like kick
Uh,
back and actually hear what he has to say. Really,
hey,
really
thank you,
awesome, man. All right,
thank you.
Newark. Let everybody know where they can find you. If there's anything you're up to this week, just let them know.
Well, my son just flew in today from Jersey, so I'm excited. I'm about to go kick it with him for a while.
Nice.
And, you can find me on with the Facebook group at Xbox News for Xbox Gamers for the latest Xbox news, and discussions. And you can also find me on Twitter at NewarkNJ360, and that's also my gamer tag.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, big shout out to Von Day, yo. Little man is an awesome guy, yo. He plays Halo like a beast, man.
Yes, he does.
So big shout out to
Yeah,
Von Day.
me and him always competing. We make bets and everything. It's crazy.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
I want to know the percentage of how much he wins, man.
Not a lot.
Now,
He could beat me 1-on-1, but when it comes to game time, like multiplayer, like we kind of neck and neck. We do mostly breakout.
yeah, dude, I see you guys on that like all the time, man.
I
Breakout
can't
to
go a
me,
day without it.
I have
Like
to
a
be in the
drug, man.
mood, like. But you guys go in, man. I definitely see that. All right, K Mega, yo, let people know where can they find your videos? Where can they talk to you, man?
Oh man, you gotta check out the new website, and man, just check out the new website. You get all the information there, everything that I do, because I do numerous podcasts as well. I hope you guys would like to check those out. And hey man, again, this is just a pleasure. This is fun to do. The great crew. You know what I'm saying? We're all friends here. So man, and definitely I am so down to play some Forza Horizon 2. If anybody's down for that, please let me know. Hit me up on my on Xbox. K Mega 405, man. It's just that simple.
Awesome,
For sure.
awesome. Oh snaps, oh snaps. Do you have anything to plug? Anything you've been working on? I just want to know.
No.
Nah.
Everybody go check out thenextpodcast.com. I put up an episode guide. I'm going to need to add to it today, sometime after I play some games and stuff. So you guys can find me on there, thenextpodcast.com. You can find me on Twitter at girlscangame22. And yeah, everybody, it's been great chatting with you guys and talking to you guys here in the podcast. I had a good time today with Lady Foxfire. She was helping me through some of the Gears of War game. And then just make sure everybody checks out Community Game Time tonight with GKB and She-Wolf.
Oh, I got a special Porsche just waiting for game
Forza
time, by the
2, guys. Forza 2. I probably won't be on there, unfortunately. I can't play that game for
Hey, the little mini games are a lot of fun though. You might like that.
Yeah.
What's up with you guys and mini games, man?
I'm a casual, so don't judge me.
Man, we're talking like Warthog, Sumo, and all that good stuff.
I haven't played that game in so long. I'll probably jump in for a little bit and test the waters and hopefully be able to get into it again. But I'm so stuck on Gears right now that that's all I want to do.
She might do a Gears marathon.
That's
I
a good game
might.
to be stuck on.
Oh,
Well,
it's amazing.
She got her JD, so it might be Gears marathon time. I can definitely see Gears with a couple of them adult beverages.
I mean, if you guys couldn't tell, I've been drinking.
Just a little bit.
I am bad today. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.
All right, Don, let people know where to find you. What's going on with your development videos on your YouTube channel, man?
That's coming along. I'll tell you what, I won't be starting a Kickstarter to get it up and going. I will be doing it under my own budget.
You're not gonna fly off to like an island with all that money?
Tahiti,
yeah, no, I'm not gonna be doing that. I have to be fair to the audience. The thing is, I don't want to make it public until until I'm fully committed, right, to a regular schedule, and just kind of be fair to your audience that do take the time out to go see the stuff. But it's in the works. I'm going to start having the channel readily available. Oh, I'm going to give the link to OSnaps sometime this week.
Yes, I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
and you guys can start subscribing to that, and then feel free to keep bugging me about it because sometimes that's what gets me to get things done and that sort of thing. But in the meanwhile, if you want to check out my portfolio, see what I actually do, what I can actually put on a public basis, because there's a lot of stuff I'm not allowed to show because of development contracts and things like that. That you can go to my Twitter handle, which is LetDonDev, or you can go to the next podcast website, and then I have a profile page that OSnaps put together with the link to my portfolio, and just kind of check it out. And I'm gonna be adding stuff, so I'll keep you guys updated when I add stuff to that, so you guys can come check it out. But
Nice. I know.
it's a lot of work.
I know something you're working on, and I can't wait for that sucker to be done. So this way
Oh,
we can show
I've
everybody.
Yeah, actually, you're probably going to be one of my first guests on the channel, just because that's a little treat I'm working on for you.
Nice.
So I want you to have your
together.
input and things like that, and we're going to have some fun with that for sure. So
Oh, that's amazing. I can't wait to see that.
yeah, I got a lot more done since the last time I showed you. So
Ooh. Oh man, you get me excited here. But I just want to say, well, as far as I'm concerned, you can find me on Mooch's channel every Friday, 6 p.m. usually, sometimes 6:15. But doing Crossfire podcast with Mooch, Crap Gamer, Southbound. We had Randall Thor on yesterday. Really cool to talk to him. We also had special guest Jez Gordon and stuff. But it's really cool. We got clowns. Of course, Dryer Smith, coming from South Africa, like, he's got some of the craziest jokes, man. The way he inserts jokes into the podcast, like, it'll catch you off guard, and then you just start cracking up for like 10 minutes at a time.
He inserts them jokes on Xbox Live too. He's a trip.
Dude, I love talking to him, especially with Halo, man, because the dude can play too, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he does.
But as usual, if you want to talk to me, my Twitter, my YouTube channel, even my Twitch, when I do decide to Twitch stream, it's all under the same name. It's Ps4. I will let you guys know I am in talks with Fame Entertainment 2K. He's got an upcoming podcast. It's kind of like a debate thing where there's like pro Xbox users versus pro PlayStation dudes. And I really appreciate the fact that he thought about me. So we're kind of talking to see if I could get on there next week. I will let you guys know on my channel, on Twitter, everything like that, what happens with all that. But
Awesome.
as usual, yeah, I
Good luck
can't wait.
with that.
I'm a debater, man. You have no idea.
Oh yeah.
But as usual, guys, this is Saturday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be doing what we do. And we got to show appreciation to everybody who comes out and watches us. Anybody who clicks on the video afterwards. You guys, you power us to do more. And you are invaluable to this podcast and to my channel. And I really appreciate it, guys. But have a great weekend. We will see you next Saturday, 6 p.m. Foos, you want to say thank you as well?
Oh yeah. Thank you very much for everybody coming out and hanging out with us.
No doubt. Guys, like I said, have a great weekend. PTK Blam's podcast is going on right now. I know a few people have went over there to watch it. Saturday is awesome. It's kind of like a double header for gaming podcasts, so I definitely suggest going over there and checking out his podcast. And when you do so, I have a little work I have to do in the background here. Let everybody know that next podcast said what's up.
What's happening?